And I've learned that the best way to make an extra $10 is to buy something that everyone needs, that no one can stop, and that almost no one understands. Okay, so that was either Amazon, Apple, Facebook, or Google in 2010. All of these are big digital networks that everyone in the world needs and that no one can stop. What about the average investor? Would they say this is a good investment? They would all say that's pretty scary. It's priced too high. There is no money in Amazon. Do you know? As April ends, Bitcoin's future looks unclear, with its price going down to a DIY low of $0. After a week of steady selling during Wall Street trading hours, the biggest cryptocurrency is still struggling below important support levels. This month, macro and global instability have made things even harder for Bitcoin bulls, giving them a powerful mix of issues to deal with. As April comes to a close, Bitcoin's monthly candle close is still up in the air. It could be the worst month of 2024 so far. There is a lot of interest from sellers right now, which is making it hard to break through to new all-time highs. Even though the price discovery is only about $12,000 away, those values seem impossible to reach. People watching the market are now focusing on key support areas because they expect more pressure to go down. But optimists say that Bitcoin is just ranging and that time will finally bring back the bull market that happened in Q1. It's also strangely reminiscent of events that happened in the US less than 4 months ago that Hong Kong is about to start its own Bitcoin exchange-traded funds ETFs. Bitcoin buyers are still having a tough time as the week comes to a close, as the price of the cryptocurrency continues to fall into the Asia session. Relief bounces towards $65,000 in the past week, regularly faced selling pressure around the opening of Wall Street, which analysts said was caused by automated trading algorithms in the US. Some experts think that the price could stay flat between $67,000 and $58,000 for a long time, or until the right flow conditions are met for a breakout. Even though Bitcoin is currently trading around $62,000, April is expected to be the worst month for the cryptocurrency since November 2022, when the last bear market peaked. It is expected to lose more than 12%. In other words, most people thought these big tech companies were bad. But I had the opposite view. I thought Apple would be the most valuable company in the world because it could ship a product to 1 billion people overnight for a nickel. I had written a book about this idea and made a lot of money from it. That means it's the world's most valuable company because it's the world's most valuable company ever. It's for a reason. In 2020, I had to figure out what to do next. I started to think, wouldn't it be great if I could take gold and make it digital? Digital gold. And wouldn't it be great if there was a Facebook for money? A normal person like me would only have 10 friends on Facebook. But when a famous person with 100 million fans shows up, that's a big deal. I wondered if there was a Facebook for money, and what if big companies with a lot of money showed up with it and put it on the network? So I saw that Bitcoin was like Facebook but for money. It's gold without the flaws that come with gold, but it's not the digital change of data. It's when money, cash, or property are turned into digital forms. And there is a huge difference between them. I believed it was the best choice for us at that particular time. The balance sheet had to have that kind of thing. How much Bitcoin would be split in half if Warren Buffett said, I'm going to buy $9 billion worth of Bitcoin every year for the next 4 years, starting on April 20th in a way? It makes sense that people would want $35 million worth of Bitcoin. The demand will rise and the supply will fall. To find people who are willing to sell at a higher price, the price will have to change. If Warren Buffett wasn't in his 90s and was in his 60s, I think he would stop and take the time to learn about Bitcoin. There's a good chance he would become a big believer in Bitcoin. The hold approach, which is backed by Warren Buffett, is called the HODL. He's likely the most well-known hodler of his time. He still has stock in Coca-Cola that he bought. When he bought a business, he would keep it for 30 years. Someone told him, if I wouldn't hold it for 10 years, you shouldn't hold it for 10 minutes. We also have a Bitcoin idea for that. Purchase something that you will keep for 10 years. If someone is asked about Bitcoin and has only spent an hour or two learning about it, I think they just don't get it. People are encouraged to criticize or dismiss it without giving it a chance because they don't understand it. Most people who are skeptical or cynical think it's a currency that will take the place of the dollar, banks, and states. They either think it's a scam or a threat to the dollar because of this, or they mix it up with crypto tokens, which are stocks. You can tell it's property if you look into it more. If you think of it as a digital building or digital property, I'm buying it instead of an apartment to rent out as retirement income, a building, or an acre of land because I want to save my money for 30 years.